Oregon is one of only 3 states in the US to include only 5 roller coasters in the whole state, the other 2 being West Virginia and Maine. While I haven't had the ability to visit those 2 states, last month I was able to take a road trip up to Oregon and explore what they had to offer. I was fortunately able to ride 4 out of the state's 5 coasters, unfortunately missing roller coaster Captain Kid Amusement Park. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. This is how I would rank the top 5 coasters in Oregon as of 2021. Number 5. Roller Coaster. Like I mentioned a bit earlier, this is the one credit I ended up missing throughout the state, although the experience looks very similar if not identical to Lil Phantom over at Kennywood. From my experience there, this is just a standard kiddie coaster. The bunny hills don't really do anything, but the ride can be pretty jerky. Roller Coaster also looks like it has a bit of theming, which isn't commonly found on kiddie coasters, so that's pretty unique. Number 4. Zoom. The far better kiddie coaster in the state, Zoom does everything Roller Coaster does plus more. The first drop's pretty intense for a kiddie coaster, the helix has some good laterals, and the small hills at the end give some really strong ejector, which catches many riders by surprise, including me. The ride app will also send you around the layout twice during your one ride, and if there's not a long line, there's no shame in getting this credit. Number 3. Ice Mountain Bobsled. Finally getting out of the kiddie coasters, Ice Mountain Bobsled is definitely one of the most unique coasters I've ever ridden. The ride's essentially an alpine coaster, just without the typical carts, instead with claustrophobic enclosed plexiglass boxes. This definitely feels like a homemade roller coaster, and it makes the experience that much more interesting. I also believe the park took inspiration from the Matterhorn bobsleds over at Disneyland, mainly because the ride's facade is a snowy mountain, including a waterfall and an abominable snowman at the top of the lift. Number 2. Big Timber Log Ride. To be fair, this water coaster is basically 9% log ride and only 10% coaster. Still, the ride's super enjoyable, while keeping a charming atmosphere. You'll go through a shed, next to the town, and of course the whole layout takes place through trees. There's also 3 drops on this ride, one of them being the coaster section, which can be decently thrilling. From my experience, you don't get soaked on this ride, but perfectly wet for a hot summer day. Number 1. Adrenaline Peak. I already made a whole video reviewing this coaster, so I won't go too in depth, but here's a little summed up response. Adrenaline Peak is easily the star attraction, not just at Oaks Amusement Park, but also in the whole state of Oregon. In just under 25 seconds of ride time, you'll accomplish so much in such a compact course. Nevertheless, Adrenaline Peak is an awesome ride, and definitely a lot better than many would think. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and stay tuned for more uploads here at Front Row Coasters. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the front row.